The thoughts, views, and opinions are that of my own. I'm not a salesman. I cannot be bought. This is all entertainment. Let's go.
The cipher. It's the new cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Peace, 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 peace. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. This is your host EQ, and welcome to
The cipher. The cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
EQ.
So we'll see how good this this live do. Just talking about a couple new fragrances. I promoted, didn't promote that much, but we'll see what happens. We'll see who subscribed and who got their things turned on.
EQ.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
The cipher. EQ. It's the new cipher.
Y'all know what time it is. I'm just gonna be drinking some water today. We're gonna try some new fragrances. See what I think. Let me turn the music up.
EQ.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Peace, 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 and more peace. It is a vibe. Let me see. I got the TV on, so I can try to look at some of the comments by way of the TV in the room. So we gonna get to it. Let me put that there. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Good. We're going to try to get straight to it. A lot of y'all came for the fragrances. Some of y'all have y'all stuff turned on. I expect this to be a little light crowd because I'm not on a topic-based fragrance or not doing a top 10. It's kind of discovery. So my disclaimer for this video is this. This is a first impression. I have not smelt these fragrances. As you're going to be able to see, they're still in a wrapper or the case they were sent to me in. So I don't know what any of these smell like. I cannot give you longevity or performance. Now, some fragrances we all know, like if I use a fragrance like Blue Sapphire and I put it on a blotter paper, that the way that comes off the paper or room filling will probably last forever. But that also doesn't mean that on your skin or how you will actually detect the fragrance when you're wearing it. So performance, all that other stuff, I'm not even remotely getting into. I'm going to tell you a few things, what I get from the fragrances. My admins, if you in here, if you just want to put like the notes of each fragrance I talk about in the comment block for people who are following, if they want to read it and kind of get an idea of what notes are in there. But my thing is, man, I stopped for like a couple years now. I stopped getting into the whole note thing when it comes to fragrances because it's all bullshit in the grand scheme of it. It's all nonsense in the grand scheme of it. And what I mean by that is, especially when you start dealing with fragrances like Raja or Spirit of Dubai, most of the time, yeah, they're going to put the notes, but you're not getting those notes. You're getting accords. 90% of the time, a good portion, like you start seeing Cypriol and Gaiac and Patchouli, bro, you're probably not all the time are going to get an oud accord. You're going to be like, bro, this something smell like oud in here. Or you just may get a strong patchouli and be like, ooh, I smell something really earthy and chocolatey. So notes really don't. Patchouli could be earthy, chocolatey. It can come off like rich wood, very clean green patchouli. It can come off dry and woody. It can come off soily and like dirt, hippie style. So notes in the grand scheme is irrelevant. Like when you look at fragrances like Burlington 1819, when you think about it, it has a rum accord. And I always see people, a lot of people, when they review that fragrance, they be like, yeah, you can smell the rum. the rum is really good in here. And what they don't know is when you look at the notes, I kind of laugh at that, right? Because I can tell they're probably really not drinkers, which is also funny if they just say, yeah, it is rum accord, because what that really is, when you look at the construction of that fragrance, it's a mojito. Y'all do know that rum, mint, lime is a mojito, right? It's that's a mojito. That's really a mojito accord. You're not smelling rum, bro, like regular rum. It's a mojito accord. Then you smelling rum blanc, not the dark one. So, and they have different characteristics. Like, listen, man, sometimes notes and people who are note readers it's just kind of funny to me, because also all rum don't smell alike. And all cognac don't smell alike. They all have their own nuances in accords. So which one is it? Do it smell like which rum? Casamigos, that cheap stuff, or is it the good stuff? I don't know. But that's why I've gotten away from notes in general. It is a mojito. That's the accord that's in Burlington 1819, which is why I like it. But anywho, yeah, so my Monday shows. My Monday shows are generally a topic, but I'm gonna be honest. One fragrance that we're gonna talk about, which is day 3, new release, Desert Rain. It's still in the thing. I want to get to that. This came in last week, and then another stuff. I've had this for months now. That was sent to me. It's still in the wrapping. Hopefully I don't make too much noise when I'm unpacking this. But Nazar Fragrances, I think. I want to say a subscriber. I don't want to say their name because I don't know if they want to know, but they reached out to the company or they reached out to people, did some work in the background. I don't really know how it started, and they got this sent to me. I should have done this a long time ago, but my content kind of wasn't, consistent. But since I'm consistent, I think they deserve me talking about their fragrance, and that's from Nazar. I didn't talk to the owner. I didn't want to reach out. I didn't want to establish that relationship because I didn't want to be biased. I've never looked at a review from any fragrances from here. So this is blind for me, completely blind. So we're going to get into those fragrances. And as we get into those, if y'all want to put in the comments some of your best fragrances or your favorite from the house, we can do that. Let me see. Blessings from Norway. I appreciate the super chat. So with that being said, my Monday shows are before we start the show, I get into my scent of the weekend. And then, my Friday shows, unless I keep doing the unfiltered, are kind of my scent of the weeks. So my weekly rotation, kind of what I've been wearing. But anyway, for the weekend, for those of you who watch my Friday live, you already know what my scent of the day was. And that was from the House of Creed, and that was Spice and Wood. Spice and Wood, we're getting into that season where autumn is coming up. Spice and Wood is an amazing scent. Woody, spice, and it has that citruses up top. Just Creed doing it right now. If you're looking for something that's going to perform really loud, this just kind of is the fragrance for it. This is more of what I call a gentleman's scent. A gentleman's scent means I don't have to walk into a room and be loud. I leave that for 20-year-olds. There's a time and place for that, though. So I'm not saying that all fragrances, anytime you're wearing a loud fragrance, you're acting like a 20-year-old. No, I'm not saying that. But there's a time and place for everything. I think if you're, at a religious place, maybe if you're, Islam and everybody wearing, you already putting your garments and oud chips and everything else, well, that might be a little loud. So I don't want to speak on that culture per se. I'm not affluent in that, so I don't want to speak on things I don't know. But there's certain places like maybe work, depending on where you work, a hospital, or a boardroom, depending on what level that you're in corporate America, you may want to wear something, but you also don't want to be like filling up hallways. It's not the time and place for that. It's not happy hour. Work is to make money. The gym is also a place where you don't have to be loud. You just kind of want to smell good and leave a good sillage and be a gentleman. And, if somebody catch a waft, they like, oh, that smells good. That's fresh. But, filling up a room, like making people choke out, I think everything has a time and a place, right? If you're going to the beach, you should wear a bikini. A beach at a church isn't the time and place for that outfit. I look at fragrances the same way, but do whatever works best for you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but this is not a loud scent. It is a gentleman's scent. I like it when the heat is up. The heat makes it perform a little bit better, but this is like a 10 spray. And some people say, well, the price you paying, I don't want to have to spray 10 sprays for that. But when you have a large collection, it kind of doesn't matter. If I had a collection of 5, the projection longevity might piss me off. It probably would if I only had a collection of 5, because it's like, damn, well, I kind of need this. But when you have a large collection, you start, or wardrobe, right? We get away from collection and start calling it a wardrobe. You're looking for utility. Utility, that's my favorite word. What utility? Why am I buying this? What utility is it going to fit? And utility means daytime tools. What tools? If you're working on a car, certain tools you need to work on a car, right? You can't, you're not changing, using a screwdriver, changing lug nuts. That's the wrong tool. So if I'm going to a festival, this is the wrong tool. At a wedding where I'm an attendee or even the best man, this is a great tool because I'm not trying to be the show. But when you smell me, you're going to know I got my life together. So that's Creed Spice and Wood. I love this fragrance. But again, that's like a 10 to 15 spray for me. The next fragrance I wore, which is, what are we on, Saturday? Saturday I wore a fragrance that's going to stay on your body all day. You cannot wash this off of skin. It lasts, it performs, it is loud. It's some funny things with this fragrance, or this fragrance will expose Fragcom in different ways, because I see a lot of people who like this fragrance who claim they don't like feminine fragrances when this fragrance is a feminine fragrance. It's men. Just because you like it, it's okay to say, I'm a man and I like to wear feminine fragrance. It doesn't mean that you're, transitioning or something. You're a man that like wearing feminine fragrances. It's okay to be okay with that. But stop trying to say, well, a man can pull it off easily, so it's masculine. No, bro, it's a feminine fragrance. If I spray this in the air, people walk into the room, they'll think a pretty lady's been in the room. Let's just keep it a buck. And that's from the house of Boadicea, and that's Celestial. Now, this is like a 4 to 5. 5 sprays might be too much. I kind of stay in the 3, maybe 3 to 6, anywhere from 3 to 6, depending on where I'm going. Now, with Boadicea, one of the first questions you have to ask yourself is, what is it copying and what is it cloning? And, I'm the only one who have made the connection to this. Most people haven't made the connection because as I started wearing it more and more, I was like, damn, it's reminding me of something. Sometimes it would go into this realm, and then other days I'd be like, bro, I've smelt this before, or I've worn this and I like this. Why do I like this so much? And that's because this is nothing but an amped up Delina. This is an amped up Delina to the max. Now, the rhubarb, I want to say the rhubarb in here is turned up a little bit more, so you get this heavy spice. There's some woods in here that are also amped up. So one might say, well, it's just not as fruity as Delina, and it's a little bit more masculine. Bro, whatever you need to convince yourself to tell yourself that you're wearing Delina, but you're wearing Delina. And it's men who say, I'll never wear Delina, who will wear this. And I'm like, bro, you're wearing Delina, no matter how you look at it. Yes, that lychee or that lychee, you got that rose, you got that fantasy note peony, you got all these things in the rhubarb, and it's kind of all blending together. Sometimes it smells tropical. Sometimes it's very fruity because you're dealing with that like raspberry Jamie Rose experience with the lychee. But at the end of the day, this is Delina. Now, do you need to pay $1,000 for Delina for an exclusive? No, you don't. There are a lot other Delina alternatives that I would probably tell you to get, but I like it. Would I buy it again? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. But am I mad I have it? No, absolutely not. Like, it just, if you put this on, I'm telling you, a shower really won't help you. You're just gonna have to just let it do what it do, because it'll be there. And that's Celestial from the Spain exclusive, which is now discontinued. But Spirit of Kings now carries a lot of the Boadicea Spain exclusive fragrances, but it's in the same color bottle, and it's called Celestial from Spirit of Kings. But it originally was in the Boadicea Valiant like bottle. But yeah, this is nothing more than an amped up Delina, but I'll wear Delina. I'm okay with wearing Delina. It gets the people going. That's me. Moving on. Put that there. And on Sunday, I kept it with the house. I kept it straight Boadicea with another great fragrance. This might be, I don't know. I was thinking about doing a top 10 most complimented Boadicea fragrances in my collection. I want to say this might be number 2 or number 3 most complimented Boadicea I've ever put my nose on, with number 1 being Faith. I think Blue Sapphire in this kind of teeter. Contrary to popular belief, Blue Sapphire gets the people going because there's so much going on with that fragrance that it's kind of like you like it or you love it, but in the air, it's just, it's so different that it just gets the people going. This fragrance also gets the people going, and that's powerful. From Boadicea, powerful. The blue bottle. Again, these bottles moved over to Spirit of Kings. From my understanding, it's the same fragrance or the same perfume inside the bottle. They just kind of sold the name. But I don't know that to be true. I haven't smelt the Spirit of Kings version of it, so don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure, based on people who noses I trust, it's the same fragrance. Do you need to pay $1K for this? Because I even think at Spirit of Kings, the bottle is still the same price. That's totally up to you, because you're not going to really, well, Spirit of Kings, you might find it more discounted if you look around. I think $600 would have been the good going rate for this. Maybe $550 is where I would have liked to enter to chat with this. But great fragrance. The best way to explain this is if you took another one of my, 2 of my top 10 most complimented fragrances. If you took what I was gonna say, if you took Azrak, highly complimented for me, and you took Aqua Sapphire and you blended them together, you would kind of get powerful. Absolutely stunning fragrance. I like them. Again, it's like 2 or 3 like top 10, but don't quote me on that. Let me see what's going on with this mic. I feel like I'm still hearing background noise. Pardon me. And that's powerful. So now that's my scent of the weekend. Again, got the people going. But let's just go ahead and get into why y'all are here for 132 people. I appreciate y'all being in here. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. The first fragrance we're going to discuss is going to be from Day 3 Fragrances, and that's going to be Desert Rain. Again, it still has the stuff on it. And I have my good EDC knife, just in case somebody get froggy out here. Just in case you get froggy, we can go ahead and deal you up real quick. I probably should have just unpacked this and took the plastic, because don't nobody want to hear all this noise in the background. But I kind of wanted to be as authentic as possible, since I don't do edits, and it's a first impression on a live show. It's about as real as you can get, because some lives, some people be like, it's first impression, but they kind of already smelled it, so they had an idea. I have not smelled it. So it comes in this textured box. Desert Rain. Let me see. Desert Rain on the back. And when you open it up, it's the new bottle presentation. Oh, and he got the notes in here. Let me not stare at that. I'll go back and look at that. Let me put my knife down. And Desert Rain. Let's see. I like what Michael is doing. Michael, along with other houses like Zaharoff, they prove to me every time they come out with a fragrance that that if you're a fragrance house and you're making inspired fragrances, you're kind of being lazy and you kind of want a money grab, because there's too many companies out here making stuff that isn't expired. Inspired. That smells good. Real masculine. It's bright citrus. From here, I'm smelling something bright citrus, green, leathery. It's very masculine. It's very aromatic. I'm not putting it to the nose. I'm letting it air out. And I'm getting tons of leather. I'm definitely getting a leather, like a very warm, leathery accord in this. Nice citruses, fresh, vibrant, spicy, aromatic. I'm getting some woods, like dry woods, very dry woods. Yeah. Damn, that smells good. Damn, Mike. So I like Mike. And I'd hate trying to come off biased, but bro, I think the only fragrance that wasn't for me that he's ever made was the one that reminded him of the mall. I think it might be Downtown Deja Vu. That's the only one I don't own. And it's just not that it's a bad fragrance. It's just it really wasn't for me. It was like super feminine. Now, I probably wouldn't mind have had it in my collection so I could have let my daughters wear it, kind of thing. Maybe a gift to them for senior year, but you know, it's just I just didn't see myself personally wearing that fragrance. But this is nice. Damn. So off the top, I'm getting like bergamot. Again, I'll look at the notes in a minute. I'm getting this fresh, juicy, watery bergamot. Damn, Mike. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of musk or something in here. Some musk, very clean. There's this juxtaposition from fresh and warm. So you get this fresh, sparkling, watery citruses with this warm, like dry, woody. It's a very, I don't want to say dusty. It's a very dry fragrance, which I see what he's going for, desert rain. So it has a dryness to it. But this leather, I'm getting this leather, which makes it really like this Tuscan leather. When I say Tuscan leather, I mean Tuscan leather, not the fragrance Tuscan leather. People hear that. Tuscan leather is actually a thing, just like Russian leather is a actual thing. Very smooth, very masculine, signature scent worthy. Oh, he effed it up. Yo, and effed it up is a good thing. Damn, bro. Oh man. Woo. This might be some of his best work. Now, the only other fragrance I haven't smelt from him was his last collaboration. I haven't smelt that fragrance, but this, because, okay. This is one signature scent worthy. Signature scent worthy for this. And we'll get into the notes. I'll look at the card and we'll get into the notes. Signature scent worthy all year round, anytime. It's almost giving me like a modern sheeper, almost like a modern sheeper fragrance. I have to see what notes is in there. Because I know for it to be a sheeper, I want to believe you have to have oak moss, labdanum, and bergamot. If you have that, you got a sheeper. Yeah, man, like a modern sheeper. God damn. Ooh, I hope, like, if the longevity, like, if you getting about let's say 6-7 hours in this, oh, bro, this is a winner, bro. A winner easily. Occasions, signature scent. I talked about the scent, the occasions, signature scent. And if anybody just clipping on, the fragrance I'm talking about is Desert Rain, the new release from Day 3 Fragrances. I just opened up. This is my first smelling of it, and I'm like, damn, bro, this is signature scent. The first date. There's first date. It's, man. Okay, this has a casual vibe to it, but it's elegant enough that if I'm going to a wedding, so like it has a level of sophistication with it. And when I say sophistication, don't think like older. Don't think somebody you need to be 40 to pull this off. No, if you're a type of person, again, I'm going to say this type of fragrance, This doesn't smell like that. So if you hear that and you be like, oh, does it smell? No, it doesn't smell like that. But that cheaper, I want to talk about this fragrance. If you're the type of person who feel like you can pull off a Ventus at any given time, that's how this is. Like I can pull a Ventus and where it's not a place I can't go, from a wedding to work to a business room to a first date to happy hour. There isn't a place I can go where I can't throw a Ventus on. Now, a lot of people say it's a lot of clones. It's kind of played out DNA. Yeah, absolutely. This is that kind of fragrance. I can't think of a place or an event or a time, social, casual, business, dressed up. It's fun. I can have my white t-shirt on with the or my white dress shirt on with the buttons unbuttoned, the shirt's not tucked in, linen kind of thing, and go out. Or I can wear a suit, a tailored suit. Or I can wear jeans and a t-shirt. This might be his best work. God, the beat, good God. Yeah, okay. Whew. All right, let's look at the notes because it's in here. I don't have to look on the internet. So juniper, cactus blossom, bergamot. So I was right. It had bergamot. Green tea. Ooh. Maybe the tea, but when they say green tea, don't think of fragrances like wulong cha. It doesn't give me tea vibes per se. It's like fresh greens, like herbaceous kind of feel, but it doesn't give, I would have never, without looking at this, I would have never guessed green tea. It's like the bergamot and everything is just wrapped into one, making it this one big fruity experience. Green tea, cypriol, it says papyrus, but cypriol, papyrus, all the same. Some sage. Okay, sage is good because it's an additive when it comes to citruses. Desert rain accord. I never been in a desert or in a rain, so I don't have a memory to that. But if you're somewhere in California, Arizona, I'm sure it might be a scent memory or a smell to that. Sandalwood, I can see. Sandalwood, because some smooth woods. I think the papyrus or the cypriol is kind of giving me that dry. Some frankincense. The frankincense probably give me a little bit of lemony aspect in the background. And leather. So a leather accord is in here. So with leather, I'm sure you added some labdanum to get that leather. So you got the bergamot, you got the labdanum. And that papyrus is kind of giving oak moss. This is a beautiful cheaper fragrance. God dang, bro. I'm gonna be wearing this Friday. So on my Friday live, because I do lives Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On my Friday live, please check back with me. This will probably be my signature scent at least for the next 3 or 4 days. This might be his best work. And that's because with Bonnie, that's more tropical. I'm not really wearing that in the winter. When you start dealing with like Ambar Dominicano, or you start dealing with his cigar fragrance Philosophia, I'm not wearing Philosophia right now unless I'm going to a cigar lounge. I am honored to have been sent this. This is one, you get those bottles and you be like, well, some people get bottles, be like, yeah, I'm not really wearing that outside of testing it. No, bro, I'm going to get wear out of this. A lot of wear out of this year. This is stunning. This is good. God, bro. Do I have? Nah, I got stuff on. Yeah. I want to put that on skin. That's going to be my scent of the day for a while. Golly, Mike, if you're in the chat, Mike, that's because of the versatility of the fragrance and the fact that I say you can wear that every day. Like, it's not a place you can't wear that fragrance. I think, Mike, if you're here, this is your best work by far. Man, I kind of want to bring Mike on. Just because I kind of, from a perfumer standpoint, as an indie perfumer who I've developed a relationship with, to create these fragrances and none of these really be clones. Now, I understand like some fragrances, like I think it might be Ambar Dominicano has a little bit of like Baronda. I think it's Ambar. It might have a slight bit of like this boozy Baronda kind of thing. Yet to me, nothing that he's made has been inspired, and he's looking at a good collection of fragrances, at least over 8, I believe now. All right, let's get into the next house. This is basically a house discovery. I wouldn't be surprised if they sent me every single fragrance. It just seems like a lot of fragrances in here. So let me get to it. Let me put this mouse there. Get stuff out the way so things aren't falling. And let me get to it. Let me look at the chat while I'm doing some of this. Sully, what's up? You're welcome from Texas. I see a lot of y'all talking to me. Somebody said bring him. Yeah, Mike need to come back on. I told him I want to bring him back on. I'm just trying to figure out how to do my lives. Okay, we got one fragrance called Panic Attack for those who are hip to the house. Another fragrance called Melanated. Nice boxes, nice boxes. Nice box. Let's see what else we got. And my supporter who supports the channel, who reached out, I appreciate you doing that. He reached out to the company. I didn't reach out. And he just wanted me to be tapped in. So he didn't have to do that. I appreciate that. We're gonna see what's going on with the house. I know I went on their website. I know when he inboxed me, he was like, if you reach out to the owner, he'll probably give you an affiliate code. But for me, I didn't want to, I just knew I wasn't ready to do a live on these fragrances. So I didn't really want to have a relationship where, you know, I'd be like, man, cuz cool as a mug. And then I might have to bang on this stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I kind of want to, it's hard to do that when you kind of be like somebody, you know, kind of cool. But if it's good, it's good. But, you know, I kind of just want to be kind of biased. Again, I haven't, and that's it. So we got 5 fragrances. All right, let me just throw that over there. 5 fragrances, and let me see if I can make some room because I want to. Yo, Desert Rain is tough. Okay, so we're gonna do the King, Mango Tobacco, Panic Attack, Pie and Cognac. That, I'm a boozy guy. That Pie and Cognac just sound like some stuff that'll be up my alley. And Melanated. So real quick, what's y'all favorites? Where do y'all want me to go? One thing, oh, he got Mango Tobacco. Oh, it's lit. So, okay, so Mango Tobacco, I think I'm gonna want to go with that. But if I go Mango Tobacco, if y'all are hip to these fragrances, I don't want to go, I'd rather go light to dark fragrances. I don't want to go dark and kind of go backwards. So if y'all know if any of these fragrances are citrus kind of base fragrances, please by all means let me know, because I kind of want to be I kind of want to stay there. I don't know, I don't want that. But let me see. Mango Tobacco, Pine Cognac, I already know those going to be dark. Let me see. Panic Attack, I might do Panic Attack first. We got the King and we got Melanated. So let's do Panic Attack. Now, I did go on the website just to kind of peep the scene. I know he's out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout outs to Raleigh. I used to, when I was in the military, I was stationed at Fort Bragg. Crabtree Mall is where I used to, you know, go when I wanted to hop on a motorcycle and head out there. And I believe he's out of Crabtree Mall for those who live around the Raleigh-Durham area. I believe that's what he's for. Now, these fragrances, for what I kind of browse through the website, because when people send me stuff, sometimes I like to browse through it, because all free stuff ain't good stuff. And I'm just not talking about smell. It's just like everything ain't like, what is this customer service like? What is this? It's good. But I've heard great things personally about it. And I believe that these are 30 mLs. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they're 30 mLs, and they're roughly around $100. But when you go to the website, a lot of the different content creators who have reviewed his fragrances have discount codes. You can use one of theirs. They might be getting paid off of that. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. It's not my business to check that. And maybe if I have my own, then I can get credit for it. But it's just not that serious for me, for at least today. But they have a lot of them have 30% codes off. So 30% of 100 is $30. So it's probably around like $70. Then you paying taxes or whatever to ship. So it may be somewhere around 80, maybe to get it. I don't know. But let's go with Panic Attack. So you open it up and it sets in a sleeve. So as an indie company, which from my understanding, this is an indie company, some attention to detail with their boxes. I like that. I've seen indie companies like give you stuff and not in good boxes for the fact that it has this, North Carolina here and things like little details like that in the back. As an indie company, small indie company, especially, I think he's running out of a kiosk kind of area. That's attention to detail. That's attention to detail. Because I know there are some companies who haven't even done that. So I think that's attention to detail. So we're going to go with Panic Attack. See what that's hitting on. Okay. Let's see. So these bottles, stock bottles, kind of bottles you can get from Alexandria, things of that nature, but it's not screwed on, look like it's cramped on. So I like that. Kind of decant kind of bottles. Nothing too fancy. Spray's not bad. It's not the best sprayer, but Panic Attack. Okay, I'm getting some fresh, floral, sweet, soapy, real soapy, like clean. Maybe bergamot, some citruses in here, or like a mandarin. Some musk, florals. Somebody could put the notes in there. Okay. Very sweet. It almost has like what I was gonna say. The scent of it has like this and it's not a negative thing, but it has like an artificial sweetness to it. So it's not like this natural, like you'd be like, bro, it smells just like citrus. Like it has like this designer-esque kind of feel to the composition. So if you're like the really like niche guy who be like, I need all my fragrances to smell, super authentic and things of this nature, this might not be for you. But if you somebody who like to wear designer fragrance from here and there, I think this will be up your alley. You will be able to rock with it. If you're like super like all I wear is high-end Rajas and that's it, you would be like, yeah, this smells like cheap. That's what you would say. But it has like a designer-esque sweetness to it. It's not overly like, I don't know where he's getting his materials from, but they don't smell like the highest grade of materials, but you also ain't paying the highest grade price. But that's just me being honest, just breaking it down. I would love to, this smells like it's going to be a little bit loud on skin a little bit. Very clean, easy to wear. Transition-wise, I'm not getting a whole bunch of different notes, but this smells like something like I can give my daughters. There's a feminine, not saying I can't pull it off, but there's a feminine quality to this fragrance. It's good. I'm not blown away, but it's good though. It's good. It's easy to wear. Again, has that artificial sweetness to it. So if you're into that, that'll work for you. Let's look at some of the notes. You say, yep, that's exactly what you get from it. Yeah, it's just, it's good. Top notes, lemon, pineapple, berry. Okay, so he put it cedar, vanilla, lavender base, sage, woody, notes, vetiver. Okay, so I got this, sweet notes. You get some woods. I'm not really picking up on lavender or sage or even like vetiver. I'm not getting like this vetiver the way I know vetiver to kind of be. Maybe the lavender is the maybe that's like the aromatic kind of clean, soapy thing I'm getting from the composition. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice and it's clean. Yeah, it's a nice, clean fragrance. Again, it has that artificial sweetness. I'm not the biggest fan of that. So I'm just being totally honest and transparent about that. I don't think that has, not a shot at the company, but it just has this artificial sweetness to it. Which is very like, going into a designer store and, getting your favorite Paco Rabanne kind of thing. Yeah, it smells very linear. No notes are really sticking out to me. Yeah, it's not bad. It's okay. It's okay. On a 1 to 10, I give it. I mean, it's nice. I give it I get about like a 6. About a 6. It's a good average scent. But if you wear it, will you get compliments on it? Yeah, but as somebody who has Boadiceas and Rajas and things of that nature, not that I'm trying to judge it on that, but I'm not gonna like say it's transitioning and have all the best notes. Just me being honest and transparent with you. But it's really not my. I'm not gonna say it's not my cup of tea, but I can see me giving that to like seeing if my daughters want that bottle. Yeah, it smells juvenile. That's the word I'm looking for. Like the artificial sweetness smells juvenile to me. Like a 20-year-old, somebody like that will be able to rock that. All right, moving on. Let's go melanated. Melanated is going to be the next one we're going to get. Somebody, y'all can start typing the notes. Some boxing sense says quality is kind of mediocre to me from the 3 that I have. Gave them to my nephews. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it depends on where you are in your journey. And that's just, listen, I'm being honest, transparent. I'm not trying to I'm just being transparent. It smells very, smells, it's artificial sweetness. And if artificial fragrances don't really work for you, like me, I don't really go to the mall and buy designer fragrances. I'm just being honest, not my thing. But then again, some will smell good. So I shouldn't say that because the Hermes and Chanel's, like I'll get the new Chanel coming out, I'll have that. And because it's Chanel, I'm going to pay retail for that. So as soon as I see a Macy's have that, I'm probably going to buy that fragrance because I think Bleu De Chanel is just legendary fragrance. But like Invictuses and things of that nature is not really my cup of tea. And this has that kind of like scent characteristic to it. The next one is melanated. Someone put the notes. Almost has like this Cool Whip, like Cool Whip. Y'all remember that Stewie kind of thing? Where he's like whip. Yeah, it has that like Cool Whip kind of like creaminess to it. The smell. Again, another fragrance has that like designer-esque sweetness. Like, let me see, what are some notes? Butterfly, mango, vanilla bean. It's vanilla, tonka, coffee, whipped cream. So I got the whipped cream, patchouli, licorice, myrrh. Yeah, nothing. I mean, so the thing is, I'm getting like a lot of vanilla, and I get this like Cool Whip accord, like this cream accord, but no notes are really standing out to me. If I'm being honest with you, like it's just kind of like a lot of things working around in the fragrance. Yeah, another fragrance. If you are a guy or gal who still like your designer fragrances, don't mean I'm better than you or you better than me or whatever. If that's kind of what you like, you'll like this. But Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It's not like the best notes and ingredients. I don't know where he's getting his oils from. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's getting them, like I know like Mike gets his oils from different places, pays a pretty penny for them. I don't know where his stuff is coming from, but it's not the best. You know, kind of the best thing. If I'm be just frank and honest with you, take that for however you want to take that. It's all right. Again, another one just not my it's not my cup of tea. It's sweet. And I don't know. I don't do artificial sweetness. It just has a juvenile kind of scent characteristic to it. And that's just me being honest. Very vanillic. How I would describe this is vanillic, sweet, woody, fresh. And that's kind of what I get. Maybe on skin, again, this is on paper. On skin, it might hit a little bit different, but that's what I get from it. Not, I mean, it's cool. Another one I give about a 5 or 6 out of 10, and that's just me being honest. Me being honest. Let's see. Somebody, Cara said she can agree. Okay, so you have one of these fragrance cards. Which one do you have? Where you say you can agree. Which ones do you have, or what's your favorite? Because I'm getting into pine cognac and mango tobacco. I'm gonna leave those for the last bit, and then I'm gonna go to the king next. So if somebody has the king, you can go ahead and put your notes on that. You can put your stuff on there. I'm gonna keep smelling these. I want to smell them all before I have my thoughts on it. But I do have a thought where I want to kind of go with my thoughts on the fragrance. But I want to smell the rest of the house in case they change my mind on it. But I have some thoughts on it. Pine. Somebody said pine cognac. Let me see. My name is Jims, and I endorse this live honest review. Easy reachers. Yeah, I mean, they're just like really good fragrances, like solid fragrances you can wear, but you have to like really be in, like, you go to the mall, you go into Macy's, you love your designer fragrances. Those are going to hit for you. Those are just they're going to hit for you. If those hit for you, these, you'll be like, bro, they smell good. Will they get compliments? Absolutely. If I wear these and I wear these out, they're going to get compliments. And they smell like they have heavy oil. Like, my thing with these fragrances so far is no notes really. Like, I'm used to smelling fragrances where certain things stick out. Like, they speak to you, or kind of transitions. It's like almost like one big accord. It's kind of what I'm getting from a lot of these fragrances. But that's kind of what I get from here. Somebody said some people still talking about her. Somebody said panty puller up. I wouldn't say it's panty puller uppers. I'll tell you what. Let me finish smelling it, and I'll give you. I have a place where I want to go in my head with what I kind of think about these so far, but I just want to smell the rest of the house before I give my final conclusion to that. Because I don't want to jump the gun. But I do have a thought on that. So, but the panty puller uppers, no. If I wear these fragrances and I go out, they smell like heavy oils, if that makes sense. So, like, that'll stick around on skin. And if you sweat, like, these smell like oils you can spray on skin and rub them. And that's going to lead into what I have to say about these in the end. But they smell like kind of those, like, you can rub these on and wear them. And you can keep rubbing them, and it's not going to distort these high, volatile citruses that you got from France for $1,000 a kilo. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hit like that, if I'm be honest. The next one we're gonna smell is the King. Okay. The King smell a little bit better. It's almost giving me like a Ventus-esque vibes. Jason, go ahead and throw the King up. It's giving me like pineapple, kind of like a Ventus kind of things. But again, it's like a bigger chord, if that makes sense. So so the king, right? That William, we think it means when it's going to be a beast. Black pineapple. Okay, so it's kind of like a Ventus. Looking at Jason put the notes up, it's a Ventus, which is what. So that's what I mean. So when I pull a Ventus off the shelf, I get notes. Like I can smell a Ventus. I get pineapple. I can get that green apple depending on what batch you have. I can get some of the birch depending on what batch you have. Like you can be like, ooh, that's the birch. Like you can smell it. This just smells like an Aventus Accord. I'm not getting this, like I can smell the pear or this juicy pear kind of thing, or I can smell this. I'm not getting that. I'm smelling like, oh, this is an Aventus Accord. That's what I'm getting. That's just. Does that make it bad? No, but yeah, it smells like an Aventus Accord. What kind of batch? I don't know, but it's kind of, if you like an Aventus kind of Accord, then you can smell it. But yeah, it's not standing out to me or notes kicking to me in any given way, and that's just. Again, compliments, yeah. I think the easiest stuff. So yeah, I'll leave my thoughts at the end. But yeah, not bad. It's the king. Because they have this sweetness and they don't really transition and things like that for me. Like this is probably something like some of these are something I can like give to my nephew and stuff like that. Like he's, 20 years old, younger nephew, you be like, yo, here go a fragrance. Wear this. Wear it to high school. You're going to get all the chicks. They're going to think you smell good because they aren't like high ingredients, notes, and things of that nature. Like, I think if I having, I have Raja Alt Lux and things of that nature, I think owning those fragrances and getting on here and saying that I'm getting more than what it is, I think would be a lie. And I think y'all would know that. You'd be like, oh, he full of shit. That's just me being honest. You would easily call that out. Be like, yo, how you have that and smelling all these notes in these, like you have to, yeah. Next one we're gonna smell is pie and cognac. Pie and cognac. Again, I don't know where he's getting his ingredients from, but they're not the most high quality ingredients. If I'm being honest, that's me being honest. But I do like the presentation. I like the box, the setup, everything with it. Again, compliments, yeah, sure. But people will compliment most, I always tell y'all, compliments, if compliments is what you seek, yeah, you can wear all of these and get compliments. You can. But most people out in the real world aren't really breaking down stuff. You have to wear this, right? So if compliments is what you care from other people, sure. I'm guaranteeing you I could wear these, go around people, and they'd be like, it smell good. They don't smell bad. They don't smell bad. But if you are somebody who's been in the game and you got a whole bunch of niche fragrances and things of that nature, these just aren't going to stand out. You're just going to be like, all right, they cool. And that's what I'm getting. Oh, they cool. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't me knocking on it. I just think I'm being honest. I think if somebody think I'm not being honest, somebody let me know. Oh, pine cognac. I like this. I like this. So I'm getting like cinnamon. I'm getting a little bit of like pie crust. That's interesting. I like that because it's different. Again, has that artificial kind of thing going on. Yeah, you wear this in the wintertime and you go out, you go on a first date. Yeah, it'll work. But again, it's one big Accord. It just smells like one big Accord. I will have to put these on skin. I don't know how they're going to transition, but everyone thinks those same things but won't say it. All right, so okay, so y'all think I'm the only one being honest about it? I mean, based on the candles, it seems like I'm the only one being honest, or people feel like I'm the only one being honest about these. Yeah, I mean, these pine cognac, smells good, but it kind of smells like a Bath and Body Works kind of like holiday kind of candle. Like I kind of want to spray this on in the room and let it kind of just do what it do. Would I wear it? Yeah, sure. Will it get compliments? Yeah, sure. But it kind of has that vibe. But again, the ingredients, yeah, it's spicy. Has this apple pie thing it's trying to do. Like it's trying to like give me apple, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's just it's artificial sweetness. It's artificial sweetness in that. Artificial sweetness. Again, will it get compliments? Yeah. It has a juvenile sweetness to it, but it will get compliments. And again, I'm gonna smell one more, and then it's the last one I'm gonna smell, and then I'll give my thoughts on the fragrances, my honest thoughts on the fragrances. And again, I haven't watched anybody else's review. I don't know what anybody else is really saying on them. And I stand by whatever I'm saying now. We don't all have to be the same, but that's just how I feel about it. But I do, I like the presentation he got going on, the caps, the sprayers, and the sprayer's okay. But it's no different than like most of like Alexandria Fragrances kind of sprayers. So this is Mango Tobacco. Something in the top I don't really like. I don't know. This I judge tobaccos and boozy fragrances harder than most things. Y'all know that about me though, right? I'm really like an authentic kind of thing. And it just doesn't give me like authentic, like premium tobacco. No notes listed for Mango Tobacco. All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of blown with this one. Just it don't give me premium tobacco. All right. I'm gonna have a thought. I got my thoughts on these, and I'm gonna try to be as gentle as I can be. I'm gonna tell you who these for, and it kind of makes sense to a certain degree based on what I heard that he sells. It smells like mall kiosk oils. Now that can be a negative, positive. You take that however you want to take that. Like you go to the Arab man. You know what I'm saying? You go in the Arab store, they got the oils or whatever, they got the cool water clones, oils and stuff, and you can spray those on. And there's a lot of people who wear that. I'm gonna tell y'all, I think back in like 2000, so I've been wearing fragrances since the 90s. The 90s is really when I got into fragrance. We're talking Polo Sport, Acqua Essenziale, Acqua Essenziale. Let me see. Honest takes on fragrances means I ain't rushing to buy this. Yeah, so Acqua Essenziale, I come from 90s, so I was wearing all those fragrances, but I really wasn't getting into like have a whole bunch of like fragrances. Like give me Clinique Happy, and I'm gonna wear that every day, winter, summer, spring, and fall. Give me Dolce & Gabbana Buy. That was kind of my thing, right? That was my thing. I didn't need 50 million fragrances. Then I think the first video, one of the first videos I came across was like Cuba and things of that nature. And I was like, oh, people really talking about fragrances. And then, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, a couple of videos from Jeremy. And then I was just like, yeah, he ain't really for me. And then you start watching little things. You start buying some fragrances. But then when they start talking niche in your mind, you just be like, yeah, I can't afford that. So, but then you go into the mall, you see the mall kiosks, and they got like the Aventus and the Cool Water. They have all those things in the kiosks, and they'll put them in roller balls, and you can put it in there. And they'll have they'll have your Dior Sauvage in a roller ball, right? Dior Sauvage body oils, right, in a roller ball. And when you put that on and you went into Macy's and you smelled Dior Sauvage, there was a quality difference in that. These smell like body oils. They smell like body oils. I'm just frank, honest, because I'm not picking up any individual notes. I'm getting mostly just accords, And this reminds me when I used to be at the mall and I had body oils. Actually, I have a whole box of that stuff, a whole box. So I've been about that body oil life. That's why it hits me a certain way. It's like nostalgic, but I'm like cool on nostalgia when it comes to that, because I've kind of like had Wagyu steak, so I kind of just don't want to eat Sizzler no more kind of thing. But that's what this is for. Now, with that said, you can go to any mall in America, be at the body oil people, and people buy those up. They work. You can wear those out. They work. And because they're heavy oils, that's why when I was smelling these, I was like, oh, you can put this on skin and rub it, and you're not going to have to worry about like all the stuff like with, you know, Boadicea. I'm not spraying. This is heavy oil concentration. It stay on all day. I'm not spraying this on and rubbing my hands together. I'm not doing that. It's going to destroy everything that fragrance is. These feel like I can do that. Like put it in a roller ball, rub it on my neck, rub it down. And because it's like really, really, really heavy oil, as I sweat, it's going to do what I'm going to do. It's going to stay on skin. One day I can show you like some body oils. I still got them. And they smell good for what they had. A Tuscan leather. I had a mall guy who had Tuscan leather. And it smelled like ombre leather. We had ombre leather, and it smelled just like ombre leather. But then when you smell ombre leather, there was a quality thing in the way it transitioned. And even within that, you can tell the difference in that. You could. That's kind of what I get in this. These smell like kiosk oils, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but that's the crowd. So I want to, for a crowd who watches me, and a lot of y'all have bought some of my top bangers in Powerful and Boadiceas and Blue Sapphires. You know, I have to be mindful on how I describe fragrance and what I say. These might not be for y'all. For the guy who, or the kid who just wants some oils and want to smell good and get compliments, I'm telling you for a fact. I'm telling you for a fact. In the wintertime, I can wear pine cognac. I know for a fact, just because of how it smells. I can wear pine cognac, go out to the bar, and I guarantee you I'll get like a gang of compliments. If compliments is what you desire in the game, oh, these will work for you. Compliments galore, absolutely. These are gonna absolutely work. Let me see. I see people talking in the comments, some people saying facts. So at least, you know, people kind of who smelt these kind of say I'm on it. So I guess this was kind of like some of y'all testing to see if I lie to y'all or whatever. But and that's just me being honest. And I'm not trying to bang on what this brother's doing because I think this is black owned. I'm not trying to really bang on it, but that's what this is for. Again, though, you can go to a club or a bar in your $50 Rajas. Let me see him. Repeat the definition: values versus worth. Yeah, value is what you pay. Worth is what you get. Value versus worth. Hidden Gems wanted me to review that. Value is what you get. Value is what you pay. Worth is what you get. I know some people saying these $100 for 30 ml is kind of pricey, but then I say they got 30% discounts. So what, about $70, give or take? It depends on how you value where you are in your fragrance journey and how you value that. Me, like this wouldn't, I'm not gonna really wear these. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna wear these. Yeah, I'm not gonna wear these. Not because they're not good, but just like I'm used to eating filet mignon in like Michelin star food. I don't really want fast food. Me personally, being honest. That ain't kind of my thing. That's not where I'm at in my journey. But I have family members, I have friends who in their journeys are very new to the thing. They would appreciate this way more than I do. Because when I leave the house and I be like, yo, I'm about to go out, I'm gonna leave the house, I'm not gonna reach for these. I'm gonna reach for this. I'm being honest. I'm just reaching for this. I'm reaching for Desert Rain. I'm reaching for that. I'm not reaching for these. That's me being honest. For me, do that mean that these are horrible? No. Do that mean that these are bad, that you shouldn't get them? I think you just get whatever you want to. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. But if you're getting this thinking you're going to get even Mancera or PDM type quality in fragrances, you're going to be mistaken and you're going to be blown. And as I was smelling these, I was like, I just have to be honest with that, because unfortunately or fortunately, y'all will buy things based on what I said. And y'all know what kind of heat I have. If I'm like, bro, this is the best thing ever, y'all gonna go out and y'all gonna start ordering stuff, and then y'all gonna get it, and y'all gonna be like, yo, he got paid under the table. And I get that. Again, respect to the brother. I'm not trying to bang on these fragrances. I'm not, but this is the problem sometimes I hate. This is why I kind of like buying my own fragrances, because I only buy what I like. I smell everything that I buy. But when I do a blind smell and these get sent to me, it's the risk you run when I do a blind smell on live. It's going to be in my face. I don't think nothing in my face. What I'm saying has changed in again, respect to the brother. But these aren't necessarily my cup of teas. Again, not because they're not good. Again, I'll say it one more time. If you can wear a PDM to the bar, I can probably put mango tobacco or pine cognac on. Most ladies might even love it more, but I don't wear things with I'm not a simp. I don't care what I gotta wear it. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily do just because everybody like it more. I mean, I always say the thing, and this is not me saying, I always say the thing. A lot of people like McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's. I haven't eaten McDonald's. I don't know. Can't tell you last time I had McDonald's, but they sell billions all the time. Why? People eat it. There's not a McDonald's where it's not full. So what? I'll go to Wendy's maybe, but I'm not even trying to go there, to be totally honest. That's just not my thing. I'll just go home. I'll go to the grocery store. I'll get a pack of burgers. I'll make my own smash burgers at home. That's just kind of my thing. And maybe I'll get some chicken. Most of the time when I go there, I get a chicken sandwich or something than a burger from most of those places. But I say that to say, if compliments is what you seek, I'm sure these will get you compliments. But for me, these aren't really for me, and they're not for me because of the quality isn't there to what I've been drinking. This is the equivalent of me drinking E&J. And I don't drink E&J. I drink top shelf. So that's just me. Let me look at some of the comments. Some of the comments people are saying. I've been seeing Car go off. Car, did you must have got. Somebody, you must have been watching somebody and they sliced these and you bought bottles and you was blown. You was blown. You probably was highly upset. Let me, because my thing's behind. And I'm just gonna talk y'all for a while where we are on time. We're at about an hour. I'm not gonna be too much longer, but that's just let me see where I'm at. All right. E&J Lord, bad experience. Yeah, man. I mean, these were gifted to me. I didn't pay for these. I appreciate the love. I appreciate to my viewer, reaching out and sending these to, having a company send them to me. And I'm not trying to hurt business. I'm sure there are reviewers who they like these. And I'm not saying they lying. I mean, they like what they like. That's their journey. And that's cool. But yeah, this not really, it's not really my thing. And that's just because the quality, I know if I wore these, the wearing experience from the quality standpoint would probably piss me off. It just wouldn't. It'd just take me back to like 2010, you don't want to spend a lot of stuff, so you just go to the mall kiosk and get you some oils, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've done that. Again, I still got boxes. I still got boxes of that stuff. that I don't wear. I got some Tom Ford oils and stuff. I've been meaning to give them to my friends. I have friends and stuff who they ain't trying to pay a whole bunch of money, but you know, you go there, you get the little squeeze bottle and the plastic bottle, and you pour it in there, and you go. And I think that's my biggest thing with this. Is I'm just getting the cords, and I personally like a wearing experience where I'm going through transitions and I can pick different faucets. One big accord is just not my thing. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Oh, Mike, shoot. Real quick, Mike, are you available to come on? Well, let me see how much time we got. Do I have your number, Mike? If you want to come on, well, never mind. That's gonna be rushed. I will bring you on so you can talk about this, but all right, let me see. You got a whole camera set up. I mean, would you be ready to come on for like 20 minutes, give or take? Maybe next time. Okay, we'll do it next time because I have all your fragrances minus 2. So, but I brought you on for that. We'll figure it out. Fragrances completely off. All right, which one is it, Mike? You ready? You ready? Come on. You live? You ready to go? I'm looking at the comments now. I know there's a little delay. If you're ready to come on, I'll send the link to your IG and then you can do it from there. So all right, we might have a guest coming on. All right, he's ready to go now. All right, let me set this up real quick. Let me set this up real quick. Let me see. Invite guest, StreamYard. Mike, give me a second. Get yourself together. And I'm gonna send this to your. Let me find you in my inbox. I'm gonna send it to your day 3. Why can't I find you in my inbox? Hold on. Day 3 fragrances, perfume. All right. I sent you the link to come on. Where's my? Let me add this so I can bring you on, and then we'll talk about your latest release. Your latest release. While we doing that, everybody else can let me read some of the comments. I see it's his birthday. All right, so Mike is on. So let me get this mouse. My mouse been all right. Do I need new batteries in the mouse? Mike, what's going on, brother?
What's up? How's it going? I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, I know. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. You been drinking, man? You've been drinking?
No, not at all. Not yet. I mean, it's my birthday, so maybe later.
All right, man. Well, first and foremost, I want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. But I don't know how long you've been watching. Did you catch the first part of the video?
No, Sean was cool enough to send me a link, and I didn't realize you were on live, so I ran to my computer and I logged on. I just got on like maybe 2-3 minutes ago.
Okay, so I talked about this fragrance. I'm not going to repeat a lot of things that I said because you can go back and watch it. But okay. I'm going to tell you, brother, this might be your best thing that you've ever made.
Thank you very much.
The best thing that you have made. Let me spray this again. This is blue. You will have to see it, my initial, because it was still in the plastic. So when you want to talk about a true first impression, the earlier videos is what you got. I don't know how much more I can say about this fragrance. Let's so a couple things I love. I'm talking about love about this fragrance is utility. For people who have large collections or wardrobes or in general, utility is extremely important. I know for me it's important. Like, why do I need this? Why do I need this in my collection? And this is as versatile and wearable to me as a Ventus. No, it doesn't smell like a Ventus. I'm saying it again for anybody's watching it. But there's a greatness, which what makes a Ventus great, where no matter where you are, what you're doing, you can wear that fragrance. This is stunning because of that. And it stands out more than any other fragrance you created because of that. You see what I'm saying? But let me interview you instead of just praising your stuff. You can watch the earlier stuff. So Desert Rain, a lot of it you have on your website, but why don't you tell a story? Desert Rain, What was your thoughts? How did it come about? And tell the story real quick.
So there's an artist. I'm getting my own voice here. Let's see if I can.
Let me see. I might be able. Let me go into settings real quick and see if I can. Why is this not? I must need to put battery.
Oh, do we? Well, welcome to my live stream, everybody. So we're waiting for EQ to get back. Let's see what happened here. Well, while we're waiting for EQ, and I know that he'll come back, I'm just very thankful that somebody sent me the link. Sean sent me the link actually to pop in here, and I wasn't planning on being a guest. I'm just a huge EQ fan, big time, and man, I'm so excited that he's back. Like EQ was one of the very first lives that I had ever done as a perfumer, and he had me on his show right when we were only open for a couple of months. And there's still so many times. Here we go.
I don't know what happened. My mouth started acting up, so I got off. But go ahead, talk. Go ahead, brother. I'm just going.
I was just going to say that I was on your show first before anybody else's, and I was so excited to see you back. You know, to this day, I still go to events and people say, "Oh, I saw you for the first time on EQ show." So I genuinely appreciate you.
Yeah. So I was trying to do this thing. My mouse is acting up. I don't know if I need new batteries, but it exited me out, so I don't want to touch that again. So,
no problem.
Real quick, while I'm not going to do the blow up, tell us how did this come about? So go ahead with it. I don't know what I missed.
Yeah, so I've got a friend who's an artist. His name's Colton Dixon, and he got popular on American Idol. He was like a big heartthrob guy on American Idol. And he didn't win his season, but he's one of these people who did so well on TV that it kind of launched his music career. And he's got a big hit called Build a Boat. And the song is all about standing in the desert and waiting for rain. And so he said, listen, I want to do a fragrance that is inspired by Build a Boat. And I told him, I said, man, you asked the right guy, because we live in Arizona. So we'd actually watch the phone and wait for rain to roll in, and we would take all of our employees here at the lab, and we would run out into the desert, and we would take notes about what the air smells like as the rain moves in. And we executed on that with Colton, and he's a huge frag head. Like, he knows what he's talking about. The guy's got a big collection. He's very passionate about fragrances, and we worked really closely with him, and it was a long process. But that's because we wanted to make sure that we really nailed that inspiration. And when it was done, man, we're so excited about the way that it came out. Like, it's everything that we were looking for. And we've sent it to a bunch of our retailers to preview it. And the retailers were saying kind of the same thing that you are. They're like, this is going to be your Aventus. Like, this is going to be the flagship for day 3. And I couldn't be more excited. We're really happy about it.
Real quick, are y'all getting the echo now? Because I went into the settings and I'm hoping y'all not getting the echo. Let me see. Let me just give it a couple of seconds, make sure echo is gone. That's a great story, great connection. Michael by himself was minute. As soon as all right, all good now? It's fixed. Okay, cool. That's good to know, because when I was doing it with Cuba, I had to go in there and change it up. So now I know what to do when I bring somebody else on. No more echoes. Okay, good. We're good to go. That's a wonderful story, and I agree. This could easily have been your first fragrance that you create. You know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes you have that flagship. This is the fragrance to me that can literally define the house to me.
Wow.
It is the fragrance. If I want to say, you know, what if somebody say, hey, I want to get into day 3, what's the first fragrance I should try? I don't like going novelty fragrances where, like, you have to like tobaccos just for philosophia. You have to like Ombre Dominicano. You got to like your ambers and stuff. Like, wear this and go. Don't want to give a lot of thought to it. This is it, bro. This is man.
Yeah, it's such an easy wear.
It is an easy wear. I cannot wait to get it on skin. I'm wearing something, so I can't put it on skin. But I'm saying this, that I will put it up against some of the Rajas I have, the fresh Rajas, the Xerjoffs, it's up there with that. Let's talk about your materials, because the oils and how much it costs to get oils and how you source that. Maybe not by name, because you might have your own connects and secrets, but just kind of how does that work in putting things in the lab to get things to work and blend, like creating a fragrance?
Yeah, there's sometimes you hear a perfumer talk about how gate-kept some of these materials are, and that's not really the case, honestly. I feel like as a perfumer, you can really get good quality materials if you're willing to pay for them, and then that's where it really boils down to. Because so often what happens is you don't have a perfumer who's creating for his own house and doing his own release. A lot of times the perfumer is separate. So someone brings a brief to the perfumer and they say, here's what I want to smell like, and here's the budget. And so the perfumer's kind of confined to what materials he can use. Well, Day 3 doesn't put any constraints on me as far as budget. We sell direct to customer. And so what that means is when I source a sandalwood, I can get it right from India. I can get it from the Mysore Kingdom. I can get like the government papers that come with it. If I want a rose, I'll get a 20-year-old rose from Grasse. Is it expensive? Yeah, it's really expensive. But also it's every time we use a material like that and we put it out in a Day 3 product, our customers can smell the difference. So when people start talking about quality and what fragrance sparkles and which one falls flat, Day 3 is always getting mentioned in the good conversations. So for me, it's worth it. It's worth the investment. There's nobody above me saying, hey, we can save $10 by using a different sandalwood. Like, I just create what I want and I spend what I want on the fragrances. And to me, because we're such a new house, we're only 2 years old, if you can believe that. It's like our reputation is everything. So if I put out something that's trash, it's garbage, our reputation takes a hit. And at 2 years old, we can't sustain that kind of thing. Our reputation is everything to us.
Yeah, this is, bro, I couldn't be, I like you as a human and as a person. So I am biased on that because I like you as a person. And that's not saying that fragrances, I don't really care. I don't like those people as a person. So I don't want to use that as a crutch, but like, I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Not smell this. I'm saying I'm happy for you because I think, musicians, you're in the music, right? Musicians, how somebody would drop album and sometimes it's that third album. Like, this is Usher's Confessions. Like, that just takes you out of there. Or Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. Or the thrill. Like, it's that you had good albums before. Nothing's wrong with the albums that came out before. Great albums, like 19. What I think Usher had 8701. I can't think of what his first fragrance were, and I think his next one was self-entitled Usher. But I think Confessions is what took him there, like Grammys and all these. And I think this fragrance is your Confessions. I think this is your Thriller. I think for people who aren't new to the house, who never really heard of the house, I don't know why, but I get it. I think this is the one that should be pushed. I think this is the one that people need to know about. I think this is the one that people can get behind, even if they're skeptical. It is just, I cannot wait to get this on skin.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that it's not going to deviate where it's like, oh, well, on skin it smells bad, but this makes me smile. And when I smell a fragrance and it makes me smile, then in my head, I'm thinking, where could I wear this? How can I wear this? What can I do? And in my mind, I'm like, I can do this, that, there. There isn't a place I can rock. And when you have a fragrance, you're trying to reach everybody. Nothing is like this. This is your Confessions. This is your Thriller.
Thank you. The next time that we need any kind of quote for our website, I'm reaching out to you for sure.
Yeah, this is good. I really, do you have samples? I want to know. Do you have samples for this fragrance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are the samples? What are the price? Put it out there.
Yeah, it's $10. We do it's this, and you also get a sample of Escandalo with it. Of course, they're in our discovery set too. When you buy a discovery set, we give you a $50 code off of any bottle. But the reason why we have this as individual samples as well is because we know that like just a month ago, we had a lot of customers buying discovery sets. You don't want to come back and buy a whole other discovery set just to get this sample. So what we do is we make this available separately in case you have a discovery set and you just want this sample. But I think the way to go though, if you haven't tried the house, just get the full discovery set because it has everything, including Desert Rain, and then you get a $50 code off of whatever bottle you want to.
That is, I wish more companies did that because it's almost like an investment into the company, right? It's like pay this. Yes, my sample might be X amount of dollars, but that goes towards your full bottle in the event that you buy it. So it's really an investment. And the odds is if the house is pretty good, you can find something that you may want to use that $50 gift card on. But people, again, don't take my word for it. Please, for the love of God, don't take my word for it. Get you a sample. Yeah. Get you a sample, please, by all means. But I'm telling you, if you like quality, complex, easy to wear, fresh, dressed up, you don't have to think. This is Michael's Bleu De Chanel. This is, bro. Where is my thing at? Bravo.
Cool.
Bravo. I'm happy for you. I haven't. It's been a minute since I smelled the fragrance. It's been a minute. I think last time on camera, at least, that a fragrance blew me away like this was George's. I think it was XX.
Okay.
George's X, because it was just like there are certain houses I put at a certain prestige. Like Boadicea is up there for me. But Boadicea would never be a legendary house for me because they do too many inspirations. So I've always said I love the house, but they do way too many inspirations to be a legendary house for me. Raja, I love. I know he tapped into some Guerlains because I believe he used to do some work there. But when I wear fragrances like that, quality, very good, transportive, put me into a mental space. And when I smell fragrances from indie perfumers who also aren't charging $500-700 for a fragrance, and I can put this up against those, then I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm happy for the consumer. 200, I believe, is 177, but if you get a sample, you get $50. You get 50 off. So we're basically talking 120 for 100 ml. I think they're robbing you personally. I think they're swindling you, but I also think you're doing a good service for the community because you're giving them high quality stuff at what I believe to be affordable. Because any other house that I slap a name on, this is going to be at least 350, 375. Easily 350, 375. And I like the new presentation now. I'm biased. I kind of like the old small but this presentation is, I like the other I was like biased with it, but I think this is a more elegant feel in my hand. And especially with the cap. I like what you've been doing with the bottles. Is that metal?
It's a zinc alloy cap. We use a fire polished bottle. The sprayers are customized. Even the labels are embossed, not printed. So I mean, we try to pay attention to all of the little details because we know the consumers are all about the experience. Like the juice has to be good, of course, but we want people to feel the full experience, like right from when you open the box. Because you say 170 is like a good price point, and I think it is, but honestly, it's still a lot of money. Like just realistically speaking, like if you're going to buy a bottle of fragrance,
No, absolutely, absolutely. Some would, but I think inflation is inflation. Like this new Chanel is going to come out, less exclusive. I'm pretty sure that fragrance is going to almost touch $200. I just know it is. I know it is. That's just where we are today, right? The price of eggs, the price of milk. Does it hurt the American consumer? But I think when I look at fragrances, listen, Mancera is 180. They don't have the best quality, but easy to wear fragrances. Not the best quality fragrances, right? But you can get those discounted at like sometimes $100 and some dollars. I mean, if I'm buying the sample and I'm getting a $50 gift card, I'm basically getting this for around 120, maybe with tax, shipping, so around 135, give or take. And then if I want to put it on the firm or something like that, or Afterpay or Pay by Full with PayPal, because I believe those are the options on your website that you can use, then it's like $25 a month, $35. You know, I think that's an affordable for what I'm getting. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, as somebody who drops money, that this is a $350 plus bottle. I ain't telling you it is. I'm glad you didn't price it that way, because a lot of people wouldn't experience it. But I just put it on my skin. Oh my God! Now, I'm a little nervous because I did have other things, but I feel like I found the spot. On skin is through the roof. It is another Mike. Bravo! I'm done glazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
People are going to say I'm your lover, and that's because your wife is going to be mad at me. Another man shouldn't be glazing her husband. But in all seriousness, though, you know, when I get fragrances and I blind smell them, it's nervous for me, because I think people always say, EQ, what are you selling? We're all buyers and sellers. What are you selling, right? And I think I sell honesty. I think I sell my word, and I think my word is my bond, right? I don't really sell fragrances, but my word and my audience, I think they feel comfortable. It's like, oh, I can go here and he's just going to give it to me straight up. That's what I'm selling. I'm selling myself, right? And you know, it's nervous when I do something like this, because I don't know how I'm going to respond to it, and I can't be dry and not say what's on my mind, because my audience knows. So I'm always nervous.
I can't even imagine, because the number one question I hate to get, like, I'll be at an event and someone will say, what do you think of this fragrance or that fragrance? And I never even want to answer, because I personally am so picky, and I don't want to just tear something down to tear it down. I don't want people to think I'm a jerk. So I usually just, plead ignorance.
I hate being that way. And you know, and I felt bad even with, I'm not going to really speak on it because I'm moving just past that part of the video, but I don't want to tear down, because, so this is a young person or whoever trying to make money. They just want to make a living, and I'm not trying to like be that. But but at some point I got to be honest, and you got to know when you send your art out, because it's art, right? When you send your art out, some people gonna like it, some people don't. You got to take the good with the bad, and if you're not willing to take the good with the bad, then you just have to rethink having your art out. Like, some people don't like my reviews. I have to take the good with the bad. We all get it. This is art, my art. And some people don't care for it. But
sometimes you need to hear that as an artist too. Like, sometimes you need to be able to adjust and make corrections based on critical feedback. Whenever we see somebody that's out and like they're like dressed really silly, like my comment all the time to my wife is like, wow, that person has friends that let them out of the house like that. It's like, you can tell which people are out there where their friends just pump them up all the time. And, sometimes as an artist, you need to hear, like, I didn't like this aspect, or I didn't like this element, because it gives you at least an opportunity to build from there and become something better.
Yeah, it is. I'm amazed that like your mind when you're creating a fragrance, because now you had that brief with your friend and y'all kind of worked through some things, but like your creative mind, where do you pull from? Because sometimes I said, if I was creating a fragrance, the hardest part is you pull from things you love. And I look at houses like Raja, right? He worked with Guerlain. So like his Diaghilev and certain things like Meatset, like not that you want to, but you pull from that, right? Blue Sapphire is one of my favorite fragrances. So if I'm trying to create a rose, do I pull elements from that unmistakably? But again, a lot of fragrances that I've tried from you, and you have a pretty good solid I think you bought 8 now. I'm not counting 12
now. Yeah,
that's solid, but nothing to me smells like anything on the market, right? It's like you're pulling from your own head. Where are you kind of like your creative? Where are you kind of going? Where are you pulling that from?
We were very lucky because the first fragrance that I created was La Tacita de Cafe, and I made it when nobody knew who we were. I don't even think I had a website, and I made it for my mom. And when I was done with it, we entered it into a contest, and we ended up winning an Art and Olfaction Award. Well, that's like the perfume equivalent to like winning a Grammy, right? that taught us a lesson right away that if we tell a story authentically and we just speak from our own family experience, then our people will find us, like our tribe will find us, you know? So that was like one of those good lessons to learn right away is that I can be me and people will still appreciate it. So now when I release a fragrance, I think, what is it that makes me happy? You know, like Tres Oros smells like my house when the women are cooking, you know, it's pineapple, it smells like Dominican cake, it's the honey, like it smells like my mom's plantains. Like those are things that make me happy and I can translate that into perfume. And as long as I'm being authentic to who I am, I'm not really worried about who else has done it before or if someone else is going to do it later. I can just speak with my own voice and let people find it. And that's been a successful thing for us. You know what I mean?
Mm. That is beautiful. I think, you know, in a world of and I just think it's the industry in general, even with content creators, is monkey see, monkey do, right? Whatever works, works. I almost feel like sometimes that's the lazy way. But I do understand that lazy way is sometimes the most profitable way. I get that. But for you to so far keep coming out with things, and I don't know how far you're gonna go before I can start saying, "Oh, this smells something like this." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I am yeah.
Yeah, I
That
mean, when you do that too, you can sleep at night because at least if you put out something and it's from your soul, even if the whole industry comes for you and I didn't like that one, you can at least sleep at night saying, yeah, but I spoke in my own voice. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's like I feel like it would be the opposite. If you put out something real popular, popular DNA, like a lot of people like to attack the BR 540 DNA or the Aventus DNA. And if you do that and it's a cash grab, it's like, how do you sleep at night? Because you didn't really speak in your own voice. You know what I mean? Then you kind of fall to the whim of like other people's opinions because they can tear you down or build you up, and you're just dependent on their opinion because you didn't speak in your own voice. You don't have that comfort level. And so like when I did Downtown Deja Vu, I just remember like being in a mall, like in a kid. I just loved that. Like that was fun, nostalgia. Like let's do something playful. And you know, at some point we'll release one that's like it'll bomb, you know, and but I'll be okay with that. You know, we don't feel the pressure to go chasing trends or whatever. Like there's just no need for it.
That's a that's amazing. I see we're going almost getting like over an hour and a half. I don't want to keep going because it's really, I mean, we've talked before. I do have a few more questions. Um,
Well, anytime you want, man. If you want to just chit chat anytime, like, dude, I can't wait to come back. Like you were my very first interview ever. So just say the word, dude, and I'll be there.
well, I'll tell you what. Let me ask a few questions that some
Yeah.
people may have.
Okay.
At least I have. So, what's next for day 3? I think that's a good question for any of you, right? What's next? What's next for the company?
Well, I don't know. My wife is always yelling at me because I give away secrets too easy. Like I can't keep a secret to save my life. But we're doing an oud. So coming in the winter time, and it's beautiful. Like
Mm.
I have a beaker that's here macerating as a test. Look at the color of that.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's all natural. There's no synthetic, no artificial colors or whatever. It's agar wood that we had imported. It's steam distilled from Vietnam, and
Ooh, the Vietnam
yeah,
what is good stuff.
and it's not like an oud accord where it's like it kind of smells like oud. No, it is natural oud, and we used a boatload of it. And you
Ooh.
know, if you like the way that Day 3 did coffee or did mango or did, you know, this is like the oud version. This is the Day 3 oud, you know. So I think it's going to be really good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm excited, especially knowing that it's real. Ooh, and that's the
Yep.
thing. Like, you know, Mike, I'm proud. I'm happy for you. I'm telling you, this is solid. This is, and I'm getting fresh. It's just this juxtaposition between the fresh, the leather, and it might be the green tea that's just binding it all together with the leather in these citruses. And I know sage is great for working with citruses, like
Yep.
this additive kind of thing. It is just it is doing things on my wrist that yeah, it's doing the tango. It should be outlawed. But anyway, let me see. Let me see if anybody right now, people, if y'all have questions for Mike, let's do those real quick, and then we'll head up out of here. But again, Desert Rain, in my opinion, is his thriller. It's his confessions. It is worth a sample. I don't recommend blind buying.
Right.
This is going to be a staple for him. It's not going to be discontinued. It's not a limited. Is it a limited release?
No.
Okay,
No.
so it's not a limited release. It's going to be around. It's no rush. You don't have to get hit with FOMO, right? So don't feel the need. Get a sample. It's cool. He's going to give you 50 off. You can take it to 50. Actually, it's almost better, more affordable to get a sample and then get your 50 off.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we're just robbing the bank with the sample. Yeah. So please, by all means, sample. And I also believe that for a creator, the best thing that a perfume house can do is sell you a sample, because last thing they want to do is sell you a bottle and then you trying to return it, or that's their baby. I would rather you get a sample and hate it than for you to try to send bottles, or it doesn't benefit me as a salesperson or consumer. So
yeah, well, also for me, actually working with the house, like it really doesn't benefit me to like make you blind buy a bottle and then you hate it, because I don't want you to buy one bottle and then go away angry. Like I want you to be a fan of the house. So if that means trying everything on skin, you might fall in love with 2 or 3 other things that you didn't think. And before you know it, you go like, that's a house I can trust. And then you're back for bottle after bottle. And that's what we want. Is we're more looking for like the customer, like the be back customer. I'm not trying to rob you for $170 and sell you something that you're never going to wear. Like it's not good for business.
I tell you what, somebody asked the question, the Bonnie oil, is that coming back?
Probably not. Maybe next year, if anything. We wanted to do an oil that was as high quality as our perfume, so we really did it right. And the truth is that takes a long time. And our perfume business is growing so fast that I have all of my employees working on producing perfume as fast as I can. So the oil just sort of got in the way. So it sold out very quick, but it's something that we probably won't do again until next year, if at all.
Okay. I know you are you thinking about getting into the lotions? Like as perfume house, sometimes they start doing lotions, so you can do the lotions of the fragrance and then put your fragrance on top of it. So it's kind of like this extra layer. If you do, I think you should start with Desert Rain. But to answer your question though, are you planning on going that route, or is that just something that you haven't like pondered?
It's something that interests us. Like we're also interested in doing like either a wax melt or a candle or some sort of like room fragrance. But again, we're so caught up with perfume that it's hard to like wrap our minds around like going into a whole other industry or a whole different direction. Like we started 2 years ago and it was just me. And now we've got 2 labs, a boutique, 8 employees, a media team, and it's like all we can do to keep up. And it's like I can't even imagine what it would be like to take on a project like that's not perfume at this point. So, but maybe the idea interests me. So
what I will say is I think a lotion, even though your fragrance don't have performance issues, but I think you could never go wrong with a lotion. The body wash stuff be cool. Like if you got extra time, it'd be cool, but like after you get out the shower, it's not like your skin is smelling like the body oil after the body lotion. But I do think if you do anything, my personal advice, I think a lotion would be great if you decide to go that way. But keep knocking out these bangers, keep knocking out these original fragrances, keep doing your thing, keep your eyes forward. Whatever you're doing it well.
Thank you.
And yeah, people, we're gonna end with Desert Rain. Everybody get it. I want everybody in the chat all right now, please, with a round of applause, put fire in the chat for Michael. Let's get fire in the chat for Michael.
Thank you. All right, man. Well, listen, I'm gonna take off and go celebrate my birthday, but I just want to say it's such a pleasure seeing you like back on lives, and been waiting for a while to see you back. So I'm excited. Your background looks amazing. I
Yeah.
keep following your Instagram, seeing like the development of the room. Looks outstanding, dude.
Yeah, for me, I think I get bored with I don't want to feel like I'm just another. I think that's my thing, like just another. Because then it's like, why do I need to watch you? I've watched Kuba, I watched Darian, I watch these other channels, I watch some of these new guys. Why am I watching you? What is it? What can you do different? What is it about you that now I'm me, but I still think it has to be more. What do I bring? Is it my interview style? Is it the more relaxed, personal? Do you feel like you're at my house on the couch, sitting down, talking to me instead of me talking at you? So it takes me a minute to really, and I get bored and I get angry, and then I just start going outside and just enjoying my fragrances and wearing them and enjoying people and being outside with the public. But that's really what causes me to take breaks, because I look at the landscape and I say I can't do this, because although it's money to be made, integrity, I can't. For me, I just can't bring myself to do
For
it.
me,
But
watching you, I feel like where you stand out is like I feel like I can tune in and watch you and I see something that's like objective, like your real opinion, without diving into like the drama and the disrespect and because a lot of that runs rampant in the industry. And
yeah,
I feel like at least when I see you, like I'm gonna get the truth, I'm gonna get like an objective opinion and without all the like ancillary garbage. And that to me, as somebody who's like a little bit older, like I can appreciate, the maturity. Matter of fact, your group on Facebook is far and away the most respectful, like well put together group. Like it's probably like one of the last groups that I'm in on Facebook now. I've left everywhere else.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. Enjoy your birthday, Mike.
Thank you.
Be safe, have fun with family, kiss the family, and
All right.
until next time. Appreciate
All
you,
right.
bro.
I'll see you.
All
See you
right,
guys.
peace. Y'all, great interview, great person. I like to see people win. Again, I'm not trying to glaze this. But when I smell something that I can put up against my Kilians, my Xerjoffs, my Rajas, like I can put this beside our Blue. I can put this in, like if this was in the Boadicea bottle, people would lose their minds. I felt the same way about certain Zaharoff fragrances. Like if I can put them up against a lot of things, and it just kind of fits. And this is a well put together fragrance, from the quality to how it pops off of skin. It's fresh, it's warm, leather, masculine. Can a woman wear it? Sure, but I get masculinity out this. It's dry woods, it's leather. If you're a woman who like to wear kind of masculine scents, by all means, give it a try. But this is masculine, And for people who be like, man, I'm over that unisex nonsense. Yeah, bro, your Bleu De Chanels and stuff of that nature, your Sauvages, that's what this is. But it doesn't smell like any of those fragrances. It's doing its own thing. I like this. This is the kind of fragrance for me. I'm not going to do it because based on talking to Mike and probably what I'm saying, and I know he values my opinion a little bit. This is going to be around for a minute, so we don't have to worry about it getting discontinued. And please, let's not go down the realm of batches and batch codes and batch variations. Let's not never do that with this. But this is the kind of fragrance, if this was in another house, I would double up on. This is a double up fragrance for me. I'm not going to double up because I don't need to, but this is a fragrance that, yeah. And I don't need more fragrances. This is yeah. I'm happy to have that. It sometimes you get sent stuff and it'd be like, that's cool. This is an honor. This is a privilege. This is one I'm going to burn through. By the end of winter, I might only have 50 mLs left. You'll see. This can make some of my list, and I'm telling you, you're just going to look at how much left now. As I start doing lists, and I'm like, oh, list, it shouldn't look like this. You see what it look like now? It shouldn't look like this months from now as I'm doing lists and everything else. There should be a decrease in bottle sprays because I'm wearing what I love, and that's going to get some burn from me. Serious burn. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, Second Soul hit me that way. Second Soul did that for me. X from what's called did that for me. So yeah, man, some of those fragrances just I smell them and I be like, wow. Wow. And it's like you don't expect it. You know, it's like going to one of them like family owned. You know what? This is like, you know, you can go to a fancy, well-known, it's everywhere cheesesteak place, and then you can go to Angelo's. It's like family owned, family run, been around for 50 years, small little hut, but it be having a line wrapped around the door. Yeah, that's what this is. This is Angelo's. I'm coming for a steak and cheese. Cooper Sharp, fried onions. Toasted blunt. Yeah. It is what it is. Anyway, 172 people in here. I hope that you appreciate it.
Emotional
Everything
damage.
Wrong sound thing. But yeah, man. I appreciate it. Let me see a couple of scents and beers. I hate a huge dent in my bottle of Baby Cat. I know I'm gonna have to buy it again. Vetiver Sensual is one of my top fragrances. Absolutely. Charles, I appreciate you tapping in. Rock Boy, appreciate the fire. That's the right one. Anybody got anything else? I'm willing to have that conversation with you. I know we hitting into 2 hours, but I'm vibing. It is what it is. I'm gonna shut it down here in a minute. But if y'all have anything, any questions y'all want to ask about any fragrance I talked about, we can get to it. If nobody has anything else, be so sure to subscribe to me. For those of you who watch me, because y'all watching me, I know it ain't 170 something people in the chat, but y'all in the live and y'all want to be able to communicate with me. It's very simple. Subscribe to me. If you don't subscribe, you will never enter the chat. You will never be a part of the family. But you can enjoy from the outside looking in. But subscribe. It's worth it. Let me see. Oh, you said these 50 ml bottles? Okay, I'm sorry. Then let me be. These are 50 ml bottles. These aren't 100 ml. I thought they was 100. Maybe I'm wrong. They just kind of give me 100 vibes. But yeah, these are 50 ml bottles, and I believe. Let me look on the bottom. I believe that's 1.7 ounces. Appreciate it, and definitely check me on that. See, I'm not perfect, but these are 50 ml bottles. So 170 something, 130, 50 ml bottles for the quality you getting. I still think this is amazing. This is good. This is good. Is it the best fragrance you're ever going to smell? No, probably not. I don't know what you've been around. So some people who just don't like me will sample this fragrance and try to bang on it just to be anti-EQ. To be, EQ's full of it. That's cool. That could happen. But for me, there's several reasons why it's up there for me. And I'm gonna hit those and I'm gonna leave. One, uniqueness. That gets credit for me. Unique. Two, quality. I can smell the transitions. I can smell the different notes and nuances. I can smell this beautiful leather accord, but I can smell these citruses. And as I'm smelling it more, I can get this herbaceous mid, like this aromatic herbaceous mid, which is tying the freshness in this warm leather woods together. That's making it a complete fragrance. So quality, transition, uniqueness, wearability. I can wear it anywhere, anytime, any place. That's why it's an amazing fragrance. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 9 out of 10. And I get an 8.5. I give it 8.5. I haven't worn it. I don't think anything I haven't worn. There's exceptions to the rule, but nothing that I've put on skin and haven't worn out, I can't give a 10. Because if everything's a 10, then nothing's a 10. You feel me? If everything you do is a 10, then 10 doesn't really have value. Everything can't be a 10. Faith can't be a 10, but then every Mancera can be a 10. At some point, you got to draw the line at what you rate things. And I've made that mistake too. Don't go back and look at my old videos. Be like, he rated this a 10. Yeah, that was 2017. I've grown now. I've had Wagyu. I've had Michelin. 10s are certain 10s now, and some things aren't. Raja Hot Lux, Alt Lux is a 10. Alt Lux is a 10. So everything, so Deals of Savage can't be a 10 for me. Maybe it would have been in 2015. Not today. Anyway, my opinion on Empire. Is Empire their new fragrance? Boadicea, favorite from the Nazirs you smell tonight. I think the easiest one to my favorite, I think so. The mango tobacco, I'm not getting like real tobacco. It just kind of like pissed me off a little bit. Not in the worst way, but it's like I just want my tobacco to hit a certain way. Pine cognac was cool, but it's more like a room candle to me. I think the King might be like, the King is like got that Aventus thing, but not Aventus is doing his own thing. So I think the King is like, no matter what season, where you going, first date, no date, cozy, non-cozy, at an event, not an event, out in public, at your job, I think the King is going to probably be the one you go for. If you want to try their fragrance, go with the King. I think the King is perfect. I mean, it's basically like an Aventus Accord, but it on skin, it'll probably do something a little bit different. But I think the King is going to be solid. I think the King will be solid. And I'm gonna think. I got some family members, but what I might try to do is, and it'll probably be in my Facebook group. I just got to figure out how to do it. But I might just give these away to members in my Facebook group, because to be in my Facebook group, you have to be a subscriber. So, yeah, I might find a way to just give some of these away. I might see if my daughters like any of these that they want to wear for themselves, and then I might just give some of these away to members who support me, because y'all 90%, if you put in to try to win it, 90% is I'm hoping you're going to wear it. I'm hoping you're going to wear it, because that's where I just want it to go someplace. I don't need it sitting on my shelf. I need it to be worn, enjoyed, and loved. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to reach for these, and not because they're bad. It's just not my thing. It's cool. Everything don't got to be for everybody. It's not a knock. Again, I'm not trying to knock the company. I'm really not. If it's coming off that way, I apologize. But I have to give my honest opinion, because my reviewers are nuts. My subscribers are insane. They're insanity. I got to keep y'all on a leash, because if I say something is flight, y'all gonna go out and buy it despite me telling you to sample it. Despite of. Y'all don't listen. Y'all listen to me, but y'all don't listen to me. Make it make sense. Ooh, cuckoo. I say that with love, though. I'm saying that with jokingly, but no, I'm serious, though. So I just have to be mindful, because I just don't want a lot of people, jumping into stuff and then being like, oh, this kind of blew me. I kind of feel responsible, but then again, I don't, because I'd be like, I told you to sample, figure it out. But anyway.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
People. Somebody said, I bet you wouldn't listen to you either. Yeah, I will. Yeah, y'all don't listen.
It's the new cipher. It's the new cipher.
Listen, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to be back Wednesday show. Let me turn it down a little bit. Wednesday show will be a show about a top 10. I don't know what my top 10 is going to be about, but it's going to be fire. Whatever my top 10 is going to be about is going to be fire. It's going to be situational. I just haven't figured out what that's going to be. But we're about to end summer, so it might be, I don't know. Do y'all want like my top most complimented Boadiceas ever? Nah, I can't give you that. I got to wait for a minute on that. But I'll give you something. Maybe I think I'm gonna do a wedding thing. A lot of people get married this time of year.
It's the new cypher.
Listen, man. Everybody, peace, love, and hegri. Peace.